All right, so boom.
It's my dog. Oh damn, it's my dog. I don't know what's after this. Oh, just the two basketball games, and then I'm probably gonna hop off. Perfect. Then I'm gonna get on again later. You feel me? Lighter. Get on again later. All right. To be honest, this nigga Mary is cool as fuck. I've never seen Am I Sleeping videos, but I watch like his other videos, like top things I hate, top things I don't like, top things I do like, songs that sounds like. That's what I watch. I've never seen this, but it's my dog Malcolm. I love Malcolm. Rest in peace to a legend, to a goat. Yeah, let's start this.
I had to show Mac Miller some love
Thank
because
you.
both songs that I know by him are nice.
What
And yes, I
songs?
said both songs, meaning only two.
Which
The only
ones?
songs I know by Mac Miller are Party on Fifth Ave,
That's my
and I
shit.
know that song because it used to play during commercials on Teen Nick way back in the day. And the
Mm-hmm.
other song I know by him is called Whatever. And I only know Whatever because he used the first verse of that song for his SXL cipher. Other than that,
Yes, sir.
it's up to y'all to put me hip to Mac.
Yes,
One
sir.
thing I thought about doing is if I'm doing this series on a deceased artist, I should call it Was I Sleeping instead of Am I Sleeping? Because saying Am I Sleeping is implying that that person is still making music, you know what I mean? If I say Was I Sleeping, then the question sounds more correct. Like, was I sleeping on them by not listening to them back when they was alive? But then I went, nah. I done already made a video on two deceased artists, so it's too late now. There's probably some smaller YouTuber out there that's going to take this idea as soon as they heard me say that. I already found one person that did it, but it's all good. He shouted me out and said that he was inspired by this series, so I didn't
Damn.
take it the wrong way. Speaking
We
of
might
shout
have to
outs,
watch
don't
him
forget to
too.
listen to Last Time by Vega 2 times to get hip to his music.
Let's see. Nope. Sounds like Destroy.
Y'all show Vega 2 times.
That sounds like Destroy.
Instagram
Deadass, that sounds like
and
the
his
Destroy
YouTube
song.
channel if you rock with the song.
The Destroy song that
as
be
a
playing in the
reminder, If a
videos.
song is not in this video, that means I either already know the song, which is very likely not the case because I just said I only know 2 tracks, or I just simply didn't choose it because I can't listen to every dang song y'all give me. I want to get started with the Mac Miller slander right
So he only listens to 10 songs. I've never seen this series, so I don't know how this works.
away. So first, let me start by saying one song I almost picked for this video, but I changed my mind because I just really didn't like it. Was Diablo. So yeah, if you're a fan
What? What's wrong with Diablo? Diablo's fire.
of the song Diablo, too bad it won't be in here. But let's start with the first song I picked as my personal choice, which is One Last Thing.
How does he pick? This is just random songs?
Hell no. I wanna go back home.
I chose this song simply because it was on his first album. Party on Fifth Ave is on his first album as well. So I wanted to check out another track
This is more like frat rap, man.
on there. So I saw this was the final track and went like, okay, bet, let's do this one. His first album debuted at #1 on Billboard, by the way, and he released it independently. That alone shows how amazing of a fan base this man had. Any rapper would cry if that happened. To release
Crazy.
your first album.
And you know it's so crazy? That can never happen today. That can never ever happen today. Ever. It's just like it's damn near impossible. An independent artist release an album and they debut at #1.
And you're topping the charts, like wow. Speaking of Billboard, on their YouTube channel, I don't know if y'all remember this, but they used to have artists do track by track breakdowns of their albums, and the artist would speak for a few seconds about what each song
This
on the
nigga
album
is
meant.
cooked.
J. Cole did this for the Sideline Story.
This
Big
nigga
Sean did
is
it for Hall of Fame,
cooked.
and Mac did it for Blue Slide Park. He described One Last Thing as being one last thing is the wrap up. It's me making sure that people understand that I've rapped my ass off. That's really the purpose of that song. At the end of it all, the album, the crazy journey you go through with music, at the end of the day, I can rap my ass off. Period.
I love you,
The first
Malcolm.
thing I gotta point out is I will admit that the mixing isn't that great, and the production is much louder than his voice on most of the song. There's only one verse here, and in the middle of the verse, you can dead ass hear the background instrumentals more than you can hear him. Now,
But
let me say
see,
this.
it's
There's
so
one-
weird because when I be telling people stuff like that, like everybody don't listen to music the same. When I be telling people stuff like that, it's weird, and like it happens. Like I'm not gonna lie, but that's why like Kanye and Cudi are like one of my favorites. Like because when their production is like it's always key. Like when you're working with Mike Dean, you're just gonna be set no matter what type shit. But I be telling people that, or what I hate is when I go from one song to the next song, and one song is super high, and then the next song is super low. Another thing is if I'm listening to it like in my headphones or my earphones or whatever, and it's cool, but then I'm playing it on my speaker and it sounds bad, bro. But you know, first album and he's independent, so
I can already tell that listening to this man's music now that he's passed away, it really hurts. As soon as this song started, he said something where I instantly had to pause the song and go, damn. And that's all I could say because it was a lot to take in. Hearing him say this, knowing that he's no longer with us. Everybody want to ask where I came from. Young kid who bang drums. Money, don't you worry, I'ma make some. Somebody changing the world, it only takes one. Never scared of death, but I ain't ready for that day to come. That last line,
crazy.
I'm never scared of death, but I ain't ready for that day to come.
Crazy.
That instantly made me realize, even though Mac had an addiction to the things he was using, a part of me feels he didn't really care about the consequences of using them. Like, y'all don't realize that the people in this world that aren't afraid of dying are the most reckless people, and they just want to have a good time by any means. So hearing him say way back in 2011 that he wasn't afraid of dying is already a hard-hitting lyric. Overall, this song is him talking about him grinding and working on his craft. And although he didn't know that he would grow to have the popularity that he had, he did know that he had a gift and that people was always sleeping on his skills. Muhammad Ali, yeah, I'm him in his prime. Just that normal kid in class you was sitting behind. Didn't really pay attention to him spitting his rhymes. But now you see his car and try getting inside. See, he knew that people was sleeping on him when he first started out in rap. Hey man, other than the mixing, this track is so good.
It's fire, bro.
Warning, this is the only song from this album that's in this video. And crazy enough, I found a Billboard article that talked about Mac saying one of the reasons he started heavily using was because of the mixed/negative reaction he got from this project. So I'm afraid these songs are only going to get darker from here. But let's see.
Oh,
the next song
definitely.
By Reezy Turner.
This is like lighthearted Mac. Like, not every single song gets darker, but they definitely get worse than this.
On YouTube, it's called The Question, featuring Lil Wayne.
Oh, this my shit.
Oh man, I can already tell I'm in for an emotional roller coaster listening to this man's music. Y'all remember just now where I pointed out the line, never scared of death, but I ain't ready for that day to come.
This my shit. I want this final so bad.
Knowing that he passed. That's how you can describe this entire fucking song. The entire song of questions is just, geesh, this is hurtful to listen to. The song itself is Mac asking questions about...
Like, this cover... This is so hard, bro. This is so hard. I want this vinyl so bad.
His purpose in life. You know, when people are upset about things, they tend to ask themselves, why am I even here? What is my purpose in this thing called life? What am I supposed to do with my life? All of those examples of questions that I just gave are exactly the type of questions that Mac asked about. And of course, since it's a song, his singing is really good when he says such things.
Pat be telling me all the time, he said, this nigga's the king of melodies. This nigga's the king of melodies. I don't like melodies, and I hate, like, trap melodies. Like, I was listening to beats the other day, and everything's a trap melody. I hate that shit. And I don't like melodies, and them niggas be, like, singing and crooning. That shit's kind of But when this nigga, I don't know. This nigga,
Because of all these random questions that he has about the purpose of his existence, just thinking about it. And as you all know, he chooses to smoke and drink lean so he can feel better. And he actually says that's more entertaining for him to do. Now, the most entertaining thing about this song is that he sings every other line. In both verses, he raps a line normally and then he sings the next one in a more harmonic voice. And he alternates like that throughout the whole song. I hope this feeling lasts for fucking ever. I don't want to come back down. Let me stay above the ground. I hope I do what I was meant to do. I just hope I get it now. That's how the whole song is. And the beautiful part about it, all of the lines that he sings, you could legit take those out the verse and put them together. And that could be a whole song in itself. It could make for like its own poem if it wanted to. I'll give y'all some of the singing lines in the first verse alone and tell me this couldn't be a song by itself. Sometimes I wonder who the fuck I am. I'm asking what am I supposed to do? I done flew around the whole world, but I'm a hostage in my own world. See what I mean? Like, that's a song right there. Now, when it got to Wayne's verse, I instantly knew that this was made around the Carter 4 era because of Wayne's punchline.
Ah,
As someone who's
chill,
listened to a lot of Wayne's
chill,
catalog,
chill.
he became super pretentious with his punchline
Chill,
starting
chill.
in the 2010s decade.
Chill,
So as soon as I heard him say, "I'm lighting up a stogie, it's longer than a hoagie, situation's getting fishy, and I don't eat anchovies," I was like, "Yep, that's 2010 Wayne already."
Hey, chill,
Wayne's verse
chill.
stretches this song out to me. He was an unneeded feature.
Chill,
His
chill,
verse
chill.
wasn't bad. It was just okay. But I don't want to hear an okay verse after hearing two fire verses.
Fire,
You know?
fire.
It was great hearing Mac sing about him asking what his purpose in life is. And then Wayne comes along talking about, everybody gotta die, but I ain't everybody. If that hoe play with me, I whoop that chick like Terrence Howard. So, yeah, Wayne can get on somewhere. We 2 dubs in, though. And I know I should enjoy the rest of these. So, let's see.
Yes, sir.
Recommended on Instagram from @JosephSortino24.
Yes, sir.
It's the song Kool-Aid and Frozen Pieces.
This my shit. This my shit. Hold on. This my shit.
Yeah.
Quick thing to say to y'all, when I'm listening to the songs of this series, if a song has a music video, I typically watch the video while I'm listening to the song for the first time.
Damn, I
And
want to
when
watch
it
this
came
music
to
video.
Kool-Aid and Frozen Pizza, I will say that this is the first time where I understood where the Mac Miller makes frat boy or skater boy music thing comes
You
from.
feel me?
Listening to this
You
and
feel
watching
me?
this video, like seeing how Mac is dressed and whatnot, like,
feel
that's
me?
what made me go like, okay, like I see where people are getting this from.
You feel me?
Either way, man, frat boy.
But this
skater boy,
young
nah,
Mac
like, this song is nice as hell.
song is
That's
fire.
thanks to Lord Finesse too. Like this song samples his song "Hip to the Game,"
Yeah.
and Mac 100% did this beat justice.
Justice.
How smooth he
You
raps
feel
over
me?
it.
Can a rapper outplay me? Do you think, kid? I live a life pretty similar to yours.
Lord Finesse ended up suing Mac for using the sample though, so I'm gonna have to call him Ho Finesse instead. He probably gonna sue me for calling him a hoe, talking about I'm bullying him. But this song is just about like
Why?
being a kid and having a good time doing whatever you want.
Like senior
These are
skip
the type of
day?
tracks I just-
Senior skip day? Ah, bro, senior skip day put me in my feelings, bro. That shit make me want to be a senior again and just do senior skip day all over again.
describe as a young, wild, and free track.
Like,
just a song to play during the summer where you can hang out with your friends.
your dogs,
do
kicking
little
it.
Things. Mac himself just talks about how even during those times of chilling and hanging out with his homies, he wanted something bigger and he always had dreams of being someone bigger. I live a life pretty similar to yours. Used to go to school, hang with friends and play sports. Every single summer taking trips to the shore. And that was all gravy, but I knew I wanted more. It's cool how relatable these lines are too. As soon as you hear him say, "Yeah, I live a life pretty similar to yours,"
Bro.
and then you hear the rest, you instantly relate to what he's saying.
Come on,
Well,
dog.
not if you're a lonely ass person who doesn't have friends. But that's another story.
Hey, you
Mac
need some
also
help.
touches on that even if you may not enjoy his music, you gotta admit that he still got some buzz around his name because he's on fire with the music he's already putting out. And he's just waiting for that moment where the rap game accepts him even more and he blows up to a bigger audience. Everybody got their own opinion, the reasons why they feeling them. You must admit he's killing them, running off adrenaline, waiting for the game to want to let him in. So open up the bullet barrel of a smoking gun. Kool-Aid
Oh,
and
this
Frozen
is gonna
Pizza
make
was
me
nice as hell.
cry, bro.
I feel like had this song or Mac Miller himself came out
I
in
shoulda-
the 90s or early 2000s,
I should have put my Mac Miller shirt on for the video. Thumbs
this
up.
song
Most
would have
dope
been
since.
perfect on a Tony Hawk skateboarding video game. Because that's one of the things I think about when hearing this track. Those Tony Hawk video game soundtracks hit hella different.
Hey, them
If you
shits used to
played those
smack.
earlier games, you know
Hey, low key.
exactly what
never
I'm
mind.
talking about. Y'all doing good with the recommendations, bro. Let's move on to track number 4.
Okay.
Recommended on Twitter from Isaiah the Player is the song Hurt Feelings.
Is anybody gonna say oh,
Speaking of
engineer.
hurt feelings, and my feelings were hurt
Hey,
after listening to
relax.
this track is kind of boring to me, man. This one wasn't it to me. Now I know some of you are already hearing me say that and are going,
Shame on you.
but I seriously yawn every time I listen to this song. Hurt Feelings just shows Mac metaphorically speaking about his life and how things have been going for him, notably about how he's aware that he's become a different person the more famous he got. But even with all of the new problems and issues that come with the more money and fame he's getting, he's learning about the world and he's just trying to stay level-headed. I keep my head above the water, my eyes getting bigger so the world is getting smaller. I be getting richer, but that only made me crazy. Mama told me I was different even when I was a baby. On top of that, he says how he's always going to be loyal and honest to the true people that held him down. And even though his life is getting crazier and he's usually upset about it, he's still enjoying the fruits of his labor and is still fascinated by the women, parties, and such. I'm bringing everyone with me when shit get iffy. I give 150%. This is the shit that I'm dealing with, but I wish I forget. Used to be feeling depressed. Now that I'm living, I'm a little obsessed. Thanks to this song, though, I did find a documentary that he did with the Fader called Stop Making Excuses, where he discussed his drug use and what he wants to do with his life. It was a great thing to watch. It's only 12 minutes. I think all y'all should check it out. This video only just begun, and I don't want to hurt y'all feelings, but I'm not about to lie about my enjoyment of a song. But we all good. We're moving on to the next track. And this one actually has the word feeling in it as well. Recommended on Twitter by @SamajSavage.
Bro, don't play with me, bro. Alright, let's see what he said. Don't play with me. This shit heat. Both of them is heat.
Hey, yo, when I typed in Mac Miller Fight the Feeling on YouTube, one of the suggestions that came up said Fight the Feeling without the ending. So I was like, what do they mean without the ending?
Let me tell you. Alright, the ending is wild. The ending is wild. I love this song. So I'll be playing this song in my car, right? And I'll be driving home, like let's say I'm driving home from somewhere, right? And I always forget about the ending. And then the ending come on, and you blasting that shit, niggas in the car just give you one of these. And you like, you're so used to it, like you just like, oh, it's just a song. And then you be like, oh shit, what am I listening to?
Ignored it and I went to like the regular song. But before listening to the regular song, I sat there for like 10 seconds and I went, hold on, let me go back to that. Like, what ending is there? So once I clicked on, Fight the Feeling with no ending, I saw a video that was 30 seconds shorter than the original, and it had no moaning in parentheses. So I knew I was in for some bullshit when I went back to the original.
Hey, yo, relax.
I'll talk about what was at the end in a second, but let me say something really important. Actually, I gotta turn off the background music for this one because I'm about to say something serious. I'm not saying this to hate. I'm not saying this so y'all can respond like, bro, this nigga can never be pleased. But I seriously do not see why so many people think this is a fantastic song. I listened to Fight the Feeling over and over and over again, and I'm not hearing at all why this is being praised as a masterpiece. Now, the reason I paused the background music is because I'm going to be truthful and honest here. Like, I be telling y'all I'm an honest person. I think the reason why I don't see this song as that great, it may be because I don't understand the song. This isn't like the song Purity by A$AP Rocky and Frank Ocean. I had that song in my Rocky video, and I completely understood that meaning. I just didn't think it was entertaining to listen to. With Fight the Feeling, I'm going to give myself the benefit of the doubt and say I maybe just don't understand what they're trying to say here. For that reason, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not even going to attempt to break this song down to you. How I am in my Am I Sleeping series, I don't just say, oh, this song is fire, or oh, this song is trash, and then I move on.
Damn, you got a lot.
I like to give these videos more of an educational style to them as well. So for you guys who never heard these songs, once I break down the meaning and highlight some of the bars and talk about the vibe that I felt from the track, y'all may think.
I think this is. I think I seen the X
one
one
on my own after this video. Because if I put you onto a track while talking about it in one of my videos, then that's amazing. So with that being said, I strongly believe that I would not be doing this song justice if I tried to explain this to you all, because I don't even know what the hell they're talking about. I understood some of Mac's verses. Like, of course, this is not me saying that I'm just completely lost on what they're rapping about. I caught a decent amount of what Mac was trying to say. It was mostly Kendrick's verse entirely that flew over my head. I don't know what the fuck his verse was supposed to mean. No matter how many times I played it,
chill.
I kept
That's just
rewinding
fire.
Kendrick's verse and thinking, like, bro, what is this man talking about?
Chill.
If any of you understand Kendrick's verse and Fight the Feeling, or if you understand the song entirely, please let me know in the comments. Break it down for me, and I'll be sure to read it. So I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from, because I would be a lie and a half if I said, oh, I completely understood this song and I just don't think it's all that. Y'all overrating the hell out of this, because that's not the case. I don't know what this song is about, so I didn't even want to try to explain it and end up sounding like a dumbass.
Alright.
So I would prefer to just go on to the next song. Oh, hold on.
No.
So I wasn't getting away from here.
No. Bro, imagine you blasting your shit.
End of the song.
And this what you hear.
Hold on. Y'all wasn't
Blasting your shit, and this what you hear. And
This
it's
is the end
longer.
of the song
You
that
just
so
like,
many people despise and think is unnecessary. And yes, this goes on for almost 30 seconds.
I promise
All
you
of
it
that
does.
was just a segue into the next track called Lucky Ass Bitch
Bitch,
with Juicy J.
Juicy J,
which is
that's
a song
my
about
shit.
the lavish life of a celebrity, sex, broads, etc. I seriously do not know why Mac thought it was a good idea to put a bitch moaning at the end of this song. It really could have been taken out, but who knows? I don't even have an interest in listening to Lucky Ass Bitch because of this. The next song is a recommendation from YouTube.
Nah, Lucky Ass Bitch is
Recommended
cool.
by Calvin B. We have the song Lucky Ass Bitch feat. It's like no.
Oh,
We have the
I
song
was like,
2009.
oh, this one finna pull on the heartstrings. Get it over with.
2009 no more. Yeah, I know what's behind that door.
Now, someone being new to this track, seeing the title, you would think that the song was either released in 2009 or the song was about the year 2009.
Nope.
And it's essentially the latter. This song has Mac talking about the lessons he learned throughout his music career. And the reason he highlights the year 2009 is because this is the year before he released his mixtape Kids. You Mac Miller fans already know. He released like 4 projects before this one from 2007 to 2009. But this is the project right here where many people started to get hip to the kid from Pittsburgh and started checking him out. One of the lines Mac says during the chorus that's very important is him singing, "It ain't 2009 no more. Yeah, I know what's behind that though."
Rest in
This
peace.
is important because he's telling himself that he isn't scared about what's going to happen to him as his music career goes on. He's been in the game for so long that he's already experienced the ups and downs that comes with fame. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Whereas in 2009, before he dropped the Kids mixtape and before he blew up, he had absolutely no idea what was in store for him.
Rest in peace.
So this song is like a 10-year veteran looking back at his life before he got started and saying, I came a long way and I know what to expect now. Although he's been rapping and has been famous for years, he does state that he doesn't have all of the tools to make it through. Now every day I wake up and breathe. I don't have it all, but that's alright with me. Take it nice and easy. And unfortunately, as we all knew, part of the reason why he didn't have it all together was because of his drug habit. And he even mentions that he had moments where he wished he wasn't in the position he was in and that he had a simpler life.
I wish I took a simpler route instead of having demons that's as big as my house.
He doubles down on this in the second verse where he says, "A life ain't a life till you live it. I was digging me a hole big enough to bury my soul." So yes, this is definitely another one of those songs that's sad to listen to now that Mac is gone. Because
It's
he even
super
put in his
sad,
music how
bro.
unhappy he was
Super
despite
sad.
the fame,
Like-
money, and fans that he had. And in this track particularly, he looks at the beginning of his career and recognizes how much he's been through since then. We back on track with the dubs now though, because I didn't know how this was going to go after I didn't like Hurt Feeling and Fight the Feeling.
Hey yo,
But
relax.
next up, we have the final recommendation from Twitter, from @Ava_Veil, is the song Brand Name.
Relax. Relax.
Okay, bet. We on another good road now. 2009 and Brand Name definitely helped me get over not liking those other two.
Hey yo,
So
chill.
Mac himself described Brand Name as a song about finding my place in the world of brands and names. It's like creating my own niche rather than trying to be a part of something else. And he metaphorically speaks about us as a society. As in, you tend to put more value into something when a specific name or company is attached to it. So for that reason, Mac wants to create his own lifestyle and be his own man, rather than fitting the mold of something that people are already familiar with. He doesn't want to be looked at as the next this person or the next that person. I'm going to be the first and only Mac Miller. This is a point I have to reiterate right here because when you listen to Mac Miller, it's something that's going to constantly come up. This man dying at a young age makes a lot of his lyrics very spooky to hear. There are many lines that
They're
after you
crazy.
hear them, you just have to pause the song and say,
Huh?
fuck, man.
Like going
Brand
back and
Name,
listening
the
Good
line that
Morning?
definitely gave me that
Bruh.
reaction was easily towards the end of his first verse where he said, "To everyone who sells me drugs, don't mix it with that bullshit. I'm hoping not to join the 27 Club." For anyone who doesn't know what the 27 Club is, I do recommend you look into it on Wikipedia or so. It is
it's
darkly
it's scary.
interesting,
It's
but
scary.
really it's the name that's given to famous musicians who all conveniently died when they were 27 years old, like Kurt Cobain or Amy Winehouse.
Rest in peace.
When
Rest in
you're a
peace. Rest in
musician, there's
peace.
something about being 27 years old
And
where
dying.
you have to be on the lookout because It's happened too many times.
Scary,
but yeah,
bro.
that's what Mac is saying. He's hoping that he doesn't end up losing his life at a young age because someone sold him some drugs that was laced with something deadly. So knowing that that's exactly how he died when he was 4 months away from turning 27 years old is mind-boggling. The song is mostly him touching on wanting to make it in life, how hard he's working to get to say a better lifestyle, and showing his love to his hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. For some reason, in this song, the hardest lines come at the end of the verse on both verses.
Damn.
When it comes to the showing love to Pittsburgh part, he ends his verse with a double entendre of how people try to say he's turning his back on the city because he moved to Los Angeles and he's been gone for years. And he connects that to the things people say about him being a white rapper. LeBron left home, but he came back. This what raised me. Made me rap. PA's baby. I ain't been a PA lately. See, I left and they call me shady. I'm a white rapper. They always call me shady. That was hard. Because a lot of rappers will tell you this. People back in their hometown try to act like you turned your back on them or something. Or that you're shady towards them just because you moved out the city. So in Mac's case, this wordplay works perfectly.
Niggas be
Because
on
you're
your
a
dick.
white rapper, it's inevitable that you're going to get compared to Eminem. So he just brushes it off and goes, I'm a white rapper, man. They're going to call me regardless of what I do. This song was hard. Now, these final 3 songs is about to be... I'm in for a long ride because these final 3 songs are all tracks that everybody mentioned. And these were all being praised as top 10 or top 5 Mac Miller tracks.
Let me see
This
it.
next song is 8 minutes long, but that's because it's 2 tracks put into one.
That's
I'm
it.
excited for it, though. I want to hear some greatness. Recommended on YouTube by SE4J is Perfect Circle / Godspeed.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Sad, bro. This song is...
Everybody saying I need rehab, so speeding with a blindfold on, it won't be long until they watching me crash.
I'm so glad that I didn't turn this song away due to its length because this is the toughest song I had to listen to so far.
Bro, this shit
And
is
not
sad,
that
bro.
like, on some fight the feeling stuff where I just didn't know what he was talking about. It was tough because these lyrics were so sad to hear. Like probably the saddest lyrics from every song in this video.
Like,
so the
bruh,
first part of this song,
good
Perfect Circle, is
good
Mac
morning.
admitting to us and himself that he hasn't been
This shit's so hard, bro. This shit's so hard. Like, I love this shit, bro. This shit's so hard, bro.
the strongest when it comes to kicking his addiction. While he has, of course, been working on it, he still has his moments where when he's overwhelmed emotionally, he chooses to indulge in his demons instead of finding another way to make himself feel better. The reason why I say admitting is because he also states that people love to lie and make it seem like some problems that they have in their life is out of their control and that they can't do anything about it. But in this case, he's telling the audience, like, I have different ways that I can cope with my unhappiness, but instead of choosing those alternate routes, I choose to continue drinking and popping pills. Can you draw a perfect circle? A lot of lies cover the truth. You got options. What do? I'll wash these pills down with liquor and fall. Leave it to me. I do enough for us all. Now, some people may look at these lyrics and this first song, Perfect Entirely, and feel no sympathy for Mac at all, and will say things like, hey man, if you were aware of the damage alcohol and pills were doing to you, but you chose to keep indulging in them, then whatever happens to you is your fault, man.
Relax.
And that's why he simply responds with, nobody is perfect. It's very easy to look at someone else's life and criticize them for the decisions they make, but you know good well there are decisions you make in your life that you're not proud of.
Yeah.
In the second verse, he touches on his unhappiness some more by saying how even when it's his birthday, he's not fully happy, and he even lashes out on people who say things to him like, oh, I thought you were sober, because he doesn't want to be reminded of his habits.
You got sober, and I said, I wish you stopped being a bitch and get to minding your business.
So everything that I just said was only the first part.
My dog, bro. I love this nigga, bro. I love this nigga.
During the second song, Godspeed. One of the first things that got me was that Mac played a real life voicemail that he got from his brother Miller during a time where
when this album dropped, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like it because Faces had dropped before this, and I loved Faces so much. Like Faces, I love that shit, bro. Like that's my favorite Mac project. So you gotta think when that shit dropped in like 2014, I'm geeked, bro, and love repeat. So I'm geeking, I'm happy, and this dropped like 2015, 2016. I'm like, oh, this nigga took a step back. But that's the thing though. It's like this is still good, but like in comparison to Faces, bro, I loved Faces so much. But then, like like I be telling people, like a bad Kanye project is still better than most artists. A bad Mac project is still better than most artists. And it's not a bad Mac project, but it's just not as good as Faces. But it's still better than your favorite rapper. You feel me?
It was the holiday season, and nobody in his family had heard from Mac, so they were worried. His brother's voicemail was simply, "Yeah, man, I wish you were here. Happy holidays. I love you, and I hope you have a good night / weekend / I hope I talk to you soon." Any person listening to that part that has lost a brother, that part will probably make you cry for sure.
Yes.
Now on Godspeed, he full on admits to all of his problems.
Bro, Godspeed
saying
is
that
like a
he's been trying to
realization.
hold it in, like what truly makes him mad. He tells all of his friends and family that he loves them, and he scarily enough says that he needs to stop his drug use now because he knows he's gonna die soon if he doesn't. Everybody's saying I need rehab because I'm speeding with a blindfold on. It won't be long until they're watching me crash, and they don't want to see that. They don't want me to OD and have to talk to my mother, tell her they could have done more to help me, and she just be crying, saying that she'd do anything to have me back.
Like, that's
but white
wild.
lines be numbing them dark times. The pills that I'm popping, I need to man up. Admit it's a problem, I need to wake up. Before one morning I don't wake up.
That shit
This
is
song
sad.
is incredible.
Oh
I
my
had to
gosh,
say
bro, I'm
something. I
getting
was
chills right
I
now.
very easily could have cried hearing the things
Bruh.
he's saying on here. It's sad enough that dude had
Bro, I was at work one day, like maybe a year and a half ago, and I'm playing Good Morning, just letting that shit play again. And this bitch come on, and I'm just like, yeah. But you know it's so crazy, right? Let me tell you something. Like, there's certain people that pass, and I just was like, okay, cool, whatever. Like, when Kobe passed, immediately, like, I thought I didn't know what to do, right? And then there's other ones that hit you, like a little bit down the line. Like, it don't happen immediately, it hits you a little bit down the line. I remember the days that he passed, bro. And I'm at my nigga M's crib, and like, bro, I have like really good memories, kind of bad, but I'm at my nigga M's crib, and it's September 7th, I'm pretty sure, and that's my nigga Erm's birthday, and we're at M's crib, we're about to play FIFA, and I'm pretty sure M getting his hair done, he's getting his dress done, right, and Erm pull up, and Erm go, yeah, you know Mac Miller passed. I go, damn, for real? He go, yeah. I'm going like, who told you? He go like, oh yeah, like Cash Nasty tweeted it. No, he said like Cash tweeted it. I'm like, Cash Nasty? He go, yeah, like Cash tweeted it. I'm like, really? What the hell? He's like, yeah, Cash like R.I.P. Mac. I'm like, damn, I didn't even know Cash like knew who Mac Miller was. This and this. I go, oh well, whatever. Like, okay, cool. It's like what, 2018, 2019? I go, oh, yeah, no, it's definitely 2018. I go, yeah, okay. Like, whatever. So we get back to playing FIFA. We just doing whatever, blah, blah, blah. I stay at this nigga's crib. It's like 12 in the morning now. Like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. We about to leave. Erm left. I'm about to leave. And I get in my car, nigga. And I just was like, bruh. Like, dude, I'm like, there's no way. Like, it has to be fake, bro. Like, there's no way. Like, when I first started, like, Instagram, like, this was, like, one of the only, like, I only followed, like, 5 people, and he was one of them. And I'm like, bro, there's no way. And I have a picture of him off of his Instagram that I screenshot a long-ass time ago. And he's just sitting, like, on, like, the back of his car, and, like, the moon is up. It's, like, nighttime. And I'm just like, there's no way, bro. Like, it's not real. And it just hit me, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then what I always think when somebody passes is I'm always like, this person really not waking up tomorrow. Like, they're really never gonna wake up again. Like, it's so sad, bro. It's so sad. And that shit hit me on the way home. And for like the next 2 or 3 days, I was just like, damn, really? Like, really? Like, I still be like, it's not real. Like, there's no way. Bro.
These problems is even more sad that he was fully aware of it and he just couldn't stop. And from an audience standpoint, the fact that he put all of those pains into his music, you can't help but to recognize how amazing of an experience listening to his songs puts you in. We gotta go on to the next 2 tracks because, as I mentioned, I feel like all 3 of these final songs are going to make me feel the way Perfect Circle Godspeed got me feeling. The final 2 recommendations are both from Instagram, with the first one being from @TheNerdyKid2001 with the song Good News.
Good news, good news, good news, that's all they wanna hear.
Now, I will say this about Good News. This entire time that I've been saying I was expecting to have the same reaction to these last three songs, I was expecting them to be so lyrically powerful that I may even tear up from listening to them. I didn't have that reaction listening to Good News. Like, every time I listened to Good News, I just kind of sat there until the song got done playing. But don't overreact, because I know how y'all are. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy the song. It was still nice. Good News is a song with Mac expressing that the people around him only want to hear like the good news about his life. They only hear him out and talk to him when he's happy and energetic. On the opposite end, those same people, when he's feeling down and when he's not in his highest spirits, that's when they get uncomfortable and they aren't as inviting on spending time with him. The chorus of the song is, good news, good news, good news, that's all they want to hear. No, they don't like it when I'm down. But when I'm flying, oh, it make them so uncomfortable, so different, what's the difference? So here he uses high in two different ways. He's saying that when I'm high in a good way, like when I'm high on energy and I'm in a good mood, that's when y'all love me. But when I'm high in terms of the drugs, like when I'm flying high off the effect of these pills, that's when y'all feel uncomfortable. So in his mind, he doesn't see it being that big of a difference. The best thing about Good News is that there are certain pairs of lines or individual lines that by themselves are so powerful for people who just feel alone, feel like they have no one to talk to, or hell, like Max said in the chorus, people who feel that folks only want to be around them when they're doing good, but when you're down, there's no one there to help you. Lines like, why can't it just be easy? Why does everybody need me to stay? Can I get a break? I wish I could just get out my own goddamn way. So tired of being so tired. But one collection of lyrics he had in the second verse that was probably my favorite thing in this entire song was, I'm no liar, but sometimes the truth don't sound like the truth. Maybe because it ain't. I just love the way it sounds when I say it. One thing I always preach in life is that the absolute worst thing a person can do is lie about their feelings to make themselves feel better. This is something that people do all the time.
That is true.
People love to create facades in their mind as a defense mechanism for their emotions. So it can be something that's really bothering them, and they will swear up and down that it doesn't. I know that every person watching this video has met someone or currently knows someone that
is that person.
People who say, man, no, I don't care about that. Like, I'm over it. That doesn't bother me. But they love bringing it up, and they always thinking about it and always got something to say about it. It's like nigga, bro, like, you can admit that it's bothering you. It's okay.
It is.
In Mac's case, when it comes to his emotions and his rehab and telling people that he's doing all right,
this logo right
really
here,
believe it himself. And he's just saying that he's all right because other people want to hear that he's okay. I don't think I'm telling the truth, but I would much rather say that I'm okay to avoid thinking about my demons for any longer. So this song is still heavily packed with meaningful words. The song is still great. Just because I'm telling you all that I didn't bawl my eyes out listening to it, that doesn't mean that I don't think it's a great song.
You feel me? That's like, you don't gotta cry to every song.
The track is going to end this video on a high note.
You don't gotta cry.
At ASAP_MWT on Instagram, the final song is Self Care.
Oh, this song is good. Oh, this beat.
This song is actually a two-parter song, but it's not titled that way like Perfect Circle Godspeed was. About 3.5 minutes in, the song changes to another part called Oblivion with a different sound. Oblivion plays for the last 2.5 minutes.
Oh, that's my shit.
And both parts are fire.
Oh, that nigga
Self-Care
the fuck out of me.
Expressing that he's been seeing all of the signs that he isn't in the best possible state of mind or health that he could be in. So in order for him to get a more positive outlook on life, he's going to do a better job taking care of himself. Change always starts within the person. You know, nobody can help you if you don't want to change or you don't work hard enough to change. And for Mac, he knows how self-destructive he is to the point where one of the hardest lines hearing him say in this song is, somebody save me from myself. What really helps with your experience with this song is if you watch the music video. It takes place with Mac buried in a pine box, and instead of freaking out, screaming, and crying,
I haven't watched this video.
He casually lights a cigarette and carves Memento Mori into the box. Memento Mori roughly translates to remember you will die. So instead of being super frantic, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die soon if I don't change, he accepts that death is inevitable and that change isn't going to happen overnight anyway. He's going to take things one day at a time. This already reminds me of that lyric I highlighted in the first song.
In the very beginning.
He said, never afraid of death, but I ain't ready for that day to come. It genuinely feels like Mac wasn't afraid of dying. And I don't want this to be an unpopular opinion, but I feel like if he was afraid of dying, he would have cleaned up his act sooner, or he wouldn't have been as addicted to using. But because death is not something he was terrified about, his journey to recovery was slower than what it could have been. The second part,
That's true,
Oblivion, has Mac singing so beautifully on here.
Ah!
Oblivion just has him singing about his mind just free roaming and saying that it's a beautiful feeling when you don't have to go through life worrying about anything.
Nigga could
When you
sing,
just
bro.
sit
This
in your
nigga
thoughts,
sing,
you're
bro.
there
That
all
shit sound
alone.
beautiful,
You're
nigga.
the most happy.
What? That shit sound beautiful,
So
nigga.
he actually punches himself out of the pine box and rises up from the dirt. Which for me, the way I interpreted it was that he was no longer going to be confined to his own dark thoughts, and he's going to start fighting back his demons. He was already calm towards his demons while he was in the box, as I previously mentioned, but him actually fighting and successfully getting out of it, and him standing through all of the
See,
fear
I've
and
never
destruction
seen
that
this
happened
video.
afterwards,
I have to watch
I
it.
took that as personifying his victory of finally being able to think freely instead of being in his head and thinking dark thoughts all the time. With these final 3 tracks, I will actually say that Good News was my least favorite out of the 3. Although it's still nice,
Yeah,
I think
very
Perfect
much
Circle
true.
/ Godspeed
It's the
and
best.
Self-Care clears.
It's the best. And then self-care, and then...
So the question of, am I sleeping on Mac Miller?
Let's go.
I
Yes.
would say yes. I would
Of
say
course.
yes. Now, the reason I don't have a super enthusiastic tone when I'm saying yes is because listening to Mac Miller is way too depressing of an experience now that he's passed away.
I was gonna say, yeah, you can't be like, yeah, I'm sleeping on him, because his music now is so sad, and it's sad at the time. But this is what I tell my nigga, bro. I hate that Mac passed and people just kind of forgot about it. Like, if your friends is going through some shit, check on them. You feel me? Because this motherfucker's really going through some shit. And we was just like, oh, okay. And then he died, and people got sad, and then the next day went on, and niggas just like, oh, okay. Again, like, bro, that shit is sad, bro.
This is a feeling I did not have whatsoever when I made the Am I Sleeping videos on Juice WRLD or X. When it comes to Mac, though, you guys remember how I said numerous times that some of his lyrics and his songs overall can be really tough to listen to, knowing how unfortunate his life ended?
Rest in peace.
That's actually the big problem.
Rest in
Mac
peace.
Miller, in my opinion, just
Rest
already
in
based on the
peace.
songs I've heard, doesn't have a lot of replay value. If you want to replay his music, you got to go to the Blue Slide Park days or the
I. This is true. Well, this is different because this is after Good Morning, but like these early ones, like these, this is just like a concert type shit. You could play these over and over, but once you start getting into like this, it gets sad, bro. So it's hard to listen to them now. But it's like their messages, like make sure you check up on your people, bruh.
his mixtape days. His songs where he's energetic and having fun, those can easily stay in rotation. But the depressing songs like Self Care, Good News, Perfect Circle, Godspeed, it's very rare that you will be in the mood to listen to these songs all
Hey,
the time.
relax.
While working on this video, all of
Relax.
the tweets and YouTube comments I've seen on a lot of his songs are the same type of comments. This song helps me whenever I'm in a bad mood.
Relax.
I always go back to that song whenever I'm feeling down. Whenever I get upset, I go straight to this song to help me feel better. Like, if the main time you listen to Mac's music is when you're depressed, doesn't that kind of restrict your listening experience with him? You only throw on his music when you're in a messed up position mentally. That's kind of crazy.
It depends.
his music
It
just-
depends. Cause it do be like that, and like everybody know, like my favorite artist is Kid Cudi, and Kid Cudi be having tons and tons of comments like that. But I listen to Cudi all the time. Like I don't gotta be depressed or nothing. I just be listening to him. But I fucks with it. It just is what it is.